Starburns Audio.
Coming to you live from our houses in Los Angeles, California, it's Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone, your comedy field guide to life. Tonight, with theaters still closed all across the land, could Paula find a new career as a dental hygienist? Well, on the plus side, it's a captive audience with zero ability to heckle. On the minus side, ew. We sink our teeth into the topic on our Career Corner with Dr. Susan Chialastri from the Temple University Kornberg School of Dentistry. Plus, you got a problem with us? Yes, you do, and you've taken the time to let us know. It's our Department of Corrections, and this time, Paula and I pledge to have a kinder, more positive, and welcoming attitude towards all your miserable gripes, stickles, and random bitching. Go ahead, we're listening. I'm Adam Felber, the man who diligently scrapes and cleans all the conversational nooks and crannies, gently exposing the empty cavities so that they can be filled with smooth, fresh knowledge. And now, please welcome the woman who's been dipping into her own supply of rhetorical nitrous oxide. It's Paula Poundstone.
Yeah. She walks, she talks.
Hi, Paula.
Hey, you guys, so nice to be on with all of you. I want to thank tonight's house band, returning champ and nobody, Cory Springhorn on trumpet. Thank you so much, Cory. It sounds fantastic.
Love him. He's great.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
Hey, so what's new, Paula Poundstone?
You know, Adam, I can't remember if I told you this before, but I stopped cutting my hair for a couple of reasons. I mean, I could just grab some scissors and cut it. There's nothing stopping me from doing that. But early on in the pandemic, when I think it was Orange County people, although I can't swear to it, were protesting and holding up cardboard signs that said, "We want our haircuts." They're protesting the shutdown. I was so embarrassed to be like an American. The idea that that's what people were, we need haircuts, as opposed to, we don't want to kill each other. That I just said to myself, you know what? I don't know if I'll ever cut my hair again, just out of protest of the protest. But so my hair it's not all that long, but it's the longest it's ever been in my life. And you know what I've discovered? Long hair is a lot of responsibility.
Yes, it is.
It ends up in my mouth all the time. A couple of strands will migrate from one side of my head over to the other side, and they tend to cross like right at my mouth. And in my mouth they go. And when I was growing up, long, straight, particularly blonde, but long, straight hair was the fashion for women when I was little. Judy Collins, Joni Mitchell, Mary Travers, Melanie, Cher, just long, straight hair. I don't know how come there wasn't a recording of, Puff the Magic. Because how come there's California. Every song should have the female lead singer scraping hair out of her mouth in the midst of it. I got a brand new pair of rollers. Every song should be like that. Half-breed. It's all I ever. I got you.
Well, Paula, here's a pro tip. If you brush it back a lot, it will stay back.
No, it doesn't always stay back. That's absurd.
If you brush it a lot, it straightens up and it'll stay back. And also, you can tie it back. I'm saying this not as somebody who
has hair,
who just has observed it. I used to have hair down to the small of my back.
Yeah, when you leaned your head way back and did like a
no. When it was wet, but it was unbelievably long hair.
Yeah,
you don't believe me?
No, I believe you. I just don't think you had any hair like towards the front.
Speaking of hair and fur, I want to remind everybody that this is the last week to enter our brand new contest, The Longest Cat. Now, this contest has been sweeping the nation. Here's how you do it. You go back to episode 144. I think this is episode 146. And you figure out which of our cats has the longest name, the one with the most letters. And you will then be able to be entered into our drawing to win the big prize, and that is a Zoom party with Paula and me and you and 50 of your closest friends.
I can't wait. I'm already preparing my snacks.
Really?
Yeah.
I think they might be a little stale by the time the party happens.
No, I mean just preparing, like making the list, like how one prepares a wedding, making the planning. That's the word I'm looking for, planning.
So everybody enter that contest. Once again, the longest cat. But now, oye, oye.
No.
It's time. Sorry, Tony. Oh, by the way, Tony Anita Hull.
Is that a foghorn?
That was Tony Anita Hull's groan of pure misery. Yes.
Oh, we were
Tony, you're back.
Worried about you, Tony Anita Hull. I'm so glad you're back. I know we thought for sure that you took last week off to complete your reading of Moby Dick.
I hate to disappoint you, Mrs. Culpepper.
No, I'm certain.
Did not.
I'm certain that you did your reading of Moby Dick, and you have. It's been 2 weeks since we spoke with you. I imagine you spent that 2 weeks doing your reading of Moby Dick, or perhaps Googling it, how you like to do.
I did read something.
Okay.
What, Tony Anita Hull, did you read? Pray tell.
I read the first chapter of Ahab's Wife.
Tony, that's not the book that we're reading.
It's on topic.
And not only that, 2 weeks ago, you told us you were going to read that. So while the rest of us read fully 20 chapters of Moby Dick, you read one chapter of Ahab's Wife?
I read it today on my lunch break.
Motion to censor Tony Anita Hull.
No, I can't.
Do I have a second?
You know what? The joke's on me because this book is 688 pages long and has 157 chapters.
Oh, wow.
Tony Anita Hull, to use the metaphor of the ship, the Pequod, she's an anchor.
She's an anchor around the neck of our book club.
She's dragging the Pequod back. We're trying to move forward into the advancing adventure, and Tony Anita Hull's an anchor.
Tony Anchor Hall. Anchor Hall. That's what the A now stands for.
Well, Tony Anchor Hull, now you have two nautical names. All you got to do is change that Tony and you'll be super nautical.
Hull. Oh, yeah, the hull of a ship.
How's the writing in your book? New book.
It's good.
Because I'm not even sure you're reading it.
You know what?
No, I swear.
We are not reading the book that Tony is reading. We are not discussing that book.
I'll censure Bonnie if you want, Paula, but I'm still waiting for a second on the censure of Tony.
It's very good. It's excellent.
I don't care.
So far.
It's not what we're reading. Doesn't matter if you think it's very good.
Maybe for the next book for book club.
You know what? You're gonna
No.
have. Yeah, we're not reading a 600 and something page knockoff of Moby Dick. No.
That doesn't involve whales at all.
Yeah, Ahab's wife. Like I care about Ahab's wife.
Una. Her name's Una. She has a name.
cares?
It doesn't
She's
matter.
not just
We are
Ahab's
not
wife.
reading about Una. Tony Anita Hull. I'll censure you. I'll censure you.
All right. But now we've got
No.
we've got two votes to censure Paula.
Oh yes. She's,
Motion carried. Tony Anita Hull, you have been censured by the book club.
Bitch.
You know what? I might have to censor.
it's not censoring. It's censure.
Oh, censure. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh my
One
God.
little you.
You know what? This is so much like Congress right now. I can hardly believe it.
All right, I'm going to bring this. Everyone is out of order. I'm bringing this back
Is
to
Adam
order.
going to summarize the
Order.
stupid chapters?
Hull and Burns are Bobert and Green. All right.
All right, let's attack the book itself, which is chapters 66 through 75, wherein the whale that they captured, we spent a lot of time carving it up and getting into how fun it is to skin a whale. And then
can't hear
Queequeg
it.
and Ishmael were married by a line so that they could carve it up some more. And then sharks were attacking the whale, and then...
Wait, and they put the blubber into the blubber room, which I would like to change the name of Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone just to the blubber room. I love that name.
Motion to change the name of the podcast to the blubber room. Are there any seconds?
Who's Wolf Blitzer?
Hey.
Instead of the Situation Room, it should be Wolf. Hi, I'm Wolf Blitzer in the blubber room.
That's
I
better.
can watch that.
Well, there were no seconds to your nomination, so maybe Wolf can still use the name.
Yeah, they can't vote anyways. They've both been censured too many times.
That's right. Well, there was the blubber room, and then there was this whole business about killing a sperm whale, so you could a right whale, so you could have the head of a right whale on one side of the hull and a head of a sperm whale on the other. And then there was an interlude where they had another meeting with another boat, where there was this prophet guy on the boat who was predicting doom. And you know what? I've kind of had it with all the whale
QAnon.
carving.
They had QAnon. A QAnon boat pulled up right beside them.
Yeah. No, it was kind of QAnon-ish.
It was very QAnon-ish. And how the people on the ship that the boat was from were sort of roped into believing this weird guy that joined up.
Yes. And not only that, for more QAnon goodness, they couldn't actually interact with the guys on the Pequod because they had some kind of plague. So I guess they had refused the vaccine.
But the weird guy, what was his name? Was it?
I don't know. Elijah, maybe?
It might have been Elijah. He convinced the people on the boat that he controlled the epidemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there were a lot of parallels. You know what, Tony? I censure you again. You didn't even read that part. There were a lot.
Well, you can't just censure her again, Paula. There's the whole parliamentary procedure.
We're using Bob's rules. And under Bob's rules, Tony Anita Hall can be censured every time she speaks from here on in. She should
Well, sort of, Mrs. Culpepper.
For 2 weeks. She could have
It's
done
still a matter
reading.
of a motion, a seconding, and then a vote.
I'm full of emotion. What are you talking about? I couldn't be any more full of emotion.
No. The motion. You have to make a motion to censure her, and then somebody has to second you.
Well, I'm waving my hand. I believe I'm in motion right now. I haven't been
All right.
this
Is there
full
anybody
of
to second it?
I second it.
All right. Let's take a vote. All in favor of censuring Tony Anita Hull a second time. Say aye.
Do it.
Aye. Wow, Tony.
Yeah. Boy.
Just suffered.
I'm not participating in this kangaroo congress.
Is that Amy Klobuchar? God help us.
It is. And I'm not reading Moby Dick either.
What?
It's disgusting the way they treat those whales.
I agree with you.
Amy Klobuchar, it's so good to have you here. It's an honor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I've been working really hard in Congress to help Joe Biden make this country a better place.
Wow. Yeah, our Klobuchar is starting to verge towards the Punky Brewster territory, I think.
I know I can't talk for very long.
Seem to be getting younger and younger.
I'm happy.
Amy.
How
I'm happy and I'm excited to be in America.
Well, welcome,
you're
welcome
from
to
here
America.
originally, just so you know.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Paula, do you have any other opinions about the book that you want to bust out?
No, that was no.
That was it.
I just, I'm just excited to have the new name of
The Blubber Room?
the blubber room.
I didn't think we voted to agree on that.
What
You
do
don't get a choice.
You don't have a choice any
We don't
longer.
either.
No,
It's a kangaroo court, I tell you.
Well, I can't disagree with that.
no, I can't either.
I've not been this full of emotion since Captain Culpepper passed.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Mrs. Culpepper. Is that new? Did that just happen?
Oh, it was quite a ways back.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry to hear it anyway. I'm sure he died bravely. Anyway, let's get back to the discussion of the novel.
I'm not certain it was really bravely. He didn't plead for his life, but...
Well, let's not dwell on it, Ms. Culpepper. Nobody really wants to hear about this. Let's turn back to the book. Bonnie,
He
did
was
you...
eating a cheese, you know. He was eating cheese at the time. It was a taro. I can never remember. Was it tyrotoxism or
Tyrotoxism.
tyrotoxism?
Yeah, but we're not talking about that. We don't want you to dwell on the memory of your dead husband. I'm sure it was a terrible cheese that did it. All right.
In fact,
Now,
Adam
Bonnie.
Felber, it was the Gouda that got him.
Well, I'm glad we got there. This is in the universe of nobody listens to Paula Poundstone fans. That's the cue for everybody to drink. Okay, now Bonnie, your take on the chapters.
Adam, here's the thing. This became disgusting. I really don't want to read anymore. Yuck. No, I mean, come on. It got awful. I'm glad I didn't get assigned Moby Dick in high school. And the beheading and everything they did was just so disgusting. I don't want to watch stuff like this in a movie. And I just couldn't keep reading about it.
You know, I would go as far as to say that you couldn't make a movie out of Moby Dick nowadays because of the brutality with which they treat the whales.
Brutality is a great word for it.
Well, can I ask
I'm
you a
with
question?
you, Bonnie. I'm with you 100%.
I feel that it's a story that was written a long time ago. Indeed, people did use whale oil. I wish they wouldn't, harvest whales any longer. But it's a story from a long, long time ago. But let me ask you this. Bonnie, how many of the Godfather movies did you see, and how many times have you seen them?
That's different. That had superior acting.
Excellent point. Excellent point.
Wow.
I see.
Yeah. Did you ever
In
turn
the first chapter of Ahab's Wife, it's very graphic. There's a childbirth.
That's not the book that
that's
we're
a what?
reading.
Well, now that we've brought in The Godfather and Ahab's Wife, it might be time to bring this edition of our book club to a close.
Well, I'm awfully worked up now. I may have to go to another book club. I may have to attend another book club. And I'll say to them, I didn't read the book.
Well, stay away from the cheese.
Well, I'm glad you're here, Mrs. Culpepper.
Thank you.
Hey, Paula, do you have a vocabulary word this week?
Adam, I have a word. It's pernicious.
Oh, a wonderful word.
I'll tell you something. Pernicious, it's an adjective that means having a harmful effect, especially in a gradual or subtle way. Here, I'll use it in a sentence. When Tony Anita Hull doesn't read the book we're reading, it has a pernicious effect on the book club. No, here, I'll use it in a sentence. My feet are suffering the pernicious effects of wearing socks with holes. Now, I've heard this word pernicious so often in the news over the last 5 years, and I've always thought, boy, I should look that up. It's a great word. So let's put it right into my vocabulary song. This week's word is pernicious. It's an adjective that means having a harmful effect, especially in a gradual or subtle way. I've been staring at Twitter all day. Last week's word was gluckschmerz. Gluckschmerz. It's a noun that means being displeased by an event presumed to be desirable for someone else. How wonderful you received another trophy for your shelf. The week before that, the word was inveigh. It's a verb that means speak or write about someone with great hostility. Sports fans do this when a player doesn't show agility. Going back before that, the word was schadenfreude. 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 It's a noun that means pleasure derived by someone from another person's misfortune. I wouldn't mind if Mar-a-Lago was shut down through May or June. And not long ago, we had a mutable Immutable, immutable. It's an adjective that means not changing or able to be changed. What if the furniture on the Titanic couldn't be rearranged? Let's never forget Gallimaufry, which I pronounced wrong until nobody James Hyder corrected me. It's a noun that means confused jumbler medley of things. Hodgepodge, who's podge, hodgepodge. Adam doesn't think my song is replicable. Replicable, replicable.
Replicable.
But I do, I do, I do, I do.
Woo!
Yay.
Encore.
Wow,
encore.
that was, I hope
Wow.
we were recording because I don't think I could repeat that, man. Whew.
No, you're saying it is replicable. If you can't repeat it, it's not replicable.
Everything about the performance was, my clock rocked, my everything. Yeah. Whew. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was really great.
I'm exhausted.
I noticed that you've taken to sometimes repeating the words a few times.
Only when I feel it. Only when I really feel it. I'm just giving myself that latitude,
Yeah.
Replicable.
Yeah, I know.
Replica.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Hair in my throat.
It's your hair. Your hair got in your way there.
Yeah. A lot of
boy,
responsibility
yes.
having long hair.
I know a lot of our fans are probably interested, but, I can tell you, people, when you come and see Paula Poundstone do the vocabulary song live, you just never know where she's going to go with it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'd like to give myself that creative
It's like
latitude.
the Grateful Dead. It's just amazing. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Coming up, Rodney Dangerfield once said, I told my dentist my teeth are going yellow. He told me to wear a brown tie. We'll find out if Paula Poundstone can do a little better at teeth whitening next on Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone. Paula, I've tried a lot of different omega-3 supplements. You know me, like Mr. Omega-3 Supplements.
It's what I think of when I think of Adam Felber. Omega-3 supplements.
Well, Iwi is one of the best I've ever used. Their secret is algae. It's a whole nother level than plain fish oil. Here's why I love Iwi. Fish and krill get their omega-3 by consuming algae. Why not go right to the source? Algae, the original and best source of omega-3.
With Iwi, you skip the middle fish and the nasty fish burps. Plus, you know how oil and water don't mix? That's what happens to fish oil in your body. Iwi's proprietary form of algae leads to 50% more absorption than fish, krill, and other algae oils, the world's highest absorption of any source of omega-3. What do you think, Phelps?
Well, Poundstone, I say don't be fooled by imitators. There's a lot of fake algae at your door. Don't pay attention. Not all algae are created equal. Iwi's patented formula goes straight to your bloodstream. More absorption, more health benefits. In a clinical study, Iwi cholesterol helped reduce bad VLDL cholesterol by 25% on average in just 3 months. That is amazing.
And to top it all off, Iwi's products are plant-based, sustainably sourced, and farmed in the U.S. Give Iwi a try, and you're going to love it as much as I do. That's why I've arranged for all my listeners to get this amazing offer you can only get here. For a limited time, you can save 30% on your first purchase by going to iwilife.com/Paula using promo code Paula at checkout.
And be sure to watch the really cool video that shows how Iwi is better absorbed by our bodies. That's iwilife.com/Paula. Promo code Paula for 30% off your first purchase. iwilife.com/Paula. Promo code Paula. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
If you're going to try it anyways, use our code. Self-care and routine are more important than ever. Whatever you're using to get ready for the day should make you feel amazing. If you have really sensitive skin or really thick hair like I do, you probably could never find a razor that could do the job. I get guys from the forestry department. Meet Billy, the best razor out there for those days when you want an extra smooth shave. No pink tax, no visit to the drugstore, no breaking the bank.
You can go to mybilly.com to get their starter kit for just $9. It's so affordable and includes their award-winning razor, 2 refill blades, and a cult favorite magnetic holder.
I'm not ashamed to say that I'm part of this cult. It gives you the smoothest shave ever. I'm going to tell you something that I don't tell just everyone. I let months go by before I shave my legs. Sometimes even years. This Billy razor had quite a job to do when it got started. My dog stood in the doorway of the shower yelling, "Timber!" I got the smoothest shave ever. I couldn't believe how soft my legs were. I'm touching them now, honestly.
Hey, go to mybilly.com to meet the razor that made everyone start talking about razors. They're an Allure Best of Beauty winner and on Nylon's beauty hit list for a reason.
And to express a little love for our show, go to mybilly.com/Paula. It's a small way you can support us while getting the best razor you'll ever own. It's just $9 to get your starter kit, plus free shipping. Always go to mybilly.com/Paula, spelled my, BILLIE.com/Paula.
If you're going to do it anyway, just use our code.
On this day in unremarkable history, Jacob Grimm said, "I don't think it's too dark, do you?" And Wilhelm Grimm said, "How else will they learn?"
And we're back. So, Paula Poundstone, are you ever going back out on that road, do you think? I mean, you used to always bitch about your job.
No, I had the best job in the entire world, and I always knew that. As soon as it's safe for the audience, I'll be back in theaters. The only part I hated that I used to bitch about was the self-promotion.
Right.
Always having to tell people where I was performing. That's the part I complained about. Now, of course, I have only the self-promotion part of my job. I sell stuff at the store at paulapoundstone.com, so I'm always having to say, buy my book, buy my t-shirts. I feel like Mr. Haney. I definitely covet a different job now. So I get to thinking, what about, hear me out, a career as a dental hygienist?
Well, that kind of blows me away that you'd bring that up, Paula Poundstone, because we actually have a very special guest right here who can help guide you on your dental adventure.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it's time for Career Corner, where we learn all about the wide world of jobs. Would you like to be a fireman? How about a train engineer? Maybe you'd like to make a living as a spot welder. What can you do with your life? Career Corner has the answer. This week, let's explore a career as a dental hygienist. Here to help Paula discover if she could cut it in the stressful, high-stakes world of dental hygiene is a former hygienist who is now the chair and the predoctoral director of Periodontology at Temple University's Kornberg School of Dentistry, my old job. Welcome, Dr. Susan Chialastri. Welcome, Dr. Chialastri.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here with you all.
Thank you so much for being with us. Now, how do you want us to refer? Are we calling you Susan? Are we calling you Doctor? What are we calling you?
You can call me anything you'd like. At school, they call me Dr. C.
I'll call you Dr. C. That'll work good for me.
That's good. Yeah.
How many weeks of pronunciation school did you go to get periodontology?
That was difficult, but being born with a last name like Chialastri, I'm a quick learner on these long, hard words.
Yeah, sure. Whereas the rest of us just wuss out and go right for Dr. C.
That's it.
All right. So what are the duties of a dental hygienist?
Well, there's a wide variety of duties. They do patient screening where they discuss the patient's oral health and medical health. They do an oral cancer screening, head and neck inspections, dental charting, and they take blood pressure. They also take x-rays and develop them. We scale, remove plaque and calculus from the teeth. We apply preventive materials like sealants or fluoride, and I'm sure all of you have had fluoride treatments over the years. Mm-hmm. We take impressions of patients' teeth so they can form study models so we can sit down later and decide what kind of treatment would be best for the patient. And I think the most important thing about the dental hygienist is that they establish a good rapport with the patient, and then they're able to educate them on how they can best take care of their own dental health.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Paula, when do you start?
I think I got this. I do.
Okay.
I'm kidding. So what would I have to do? What did you do? What process would one have to go through to become a dental hygienist?
It's very interesting. I think dental hygiene attracts a wide variety of people. It's a 2-year program, which makes it a little bit more reasonable for a person who's looking for a nice career without having to invest a whole lot of money in their education. It's a lot of science and a lot of hands-on clinical practice on mannequins that have teeth that have tartar on them, and you practice scaling with your different instruments on that. And then after about 6 months working in with courses and on the mannequins, then you start to see patients clinically under the supervision of your faculty.
Now, can you fast track Paula? She kind of wants to get to this before the pandemic's out.
Okay.
Are there mannequins that say "ow"?
No, interestingly enough, Paula, I think when I retire, I'm going to make sort of like an operation hygienist instead of operation where the patient would scream if I hurt their tissue.
Like the board game, you mean? Yeah, that is a great idea.
You should do that.
It's interesting because this is the first year that they actually had the board exams on a mannequin. Every other time it was done on a live patient.
Why did they change that?
Because of COVID, and there was no worrying about, disease transmission, because that is another important thing with the hygienist is maintaining infection control in their operatories and offices.
Yeah, my dentist, the hygienist comes in 2 days early just to put on the protective equipment.
That's right now. You really are with this PPE, the protective equipment. It is, you're getting dressed like to go in on Mars or someplace to prevent disease transmission. It's been a real change in the practice.
But they've done a pretty good job of it, haven't they?
Outstanding.
Oh, well, that part's good.
Dentistry's always been in the forefront because if we all remember back with the beginning of the AIDS pandemic that was then, and people were afraid of disease transmission, dentistry just kept plowing along with, proper infection control. And we're doing the same thing with COVID.
Well, they've got to, because our mouths are nasty, right?
My sister said, "Don't say that," but
it's so true, though. I don't mean like from a that's gross perspective. I mean like biologically, we're just carrying so much bacteria and stuff in there, aren't we?
There is a lot of junk, and in the olden days, they used to call periodontal disease schmutz pyorrhea. So, so the plaque and calculus, even though picky people like me enjoy removing that off of the teeth, it still can be a little overwhelming when you see how sad some mouths really have become.
Oh, but I want to drill down on that, if you will, because you said picky people like you really enjoy doing this. Can you talk about that a little more?
Yes.
Is there an OCD element in it?
Exactly. That was one of my other words. I think, in fact, sometimes when I see students, if they're not obsessive compulsive, I'm like, I'm not so sure that you could be a good dental hygienist if you're not obsessive compulsive, because you want to go over the area until it's really clean. So dental hygiene is a very rewarding career with that, because if a patient has a lot of deposits and you clean half of the mouth on a Monday and you bring them back the following week, you can see such a beautiful difference between the left and the right side. It's really that change from gingivitis to health is really very rewarding.
Well, this should put this into my interview for going to dental hygienist school. On Friday, I spent 5 hours scrubbing my living room rug on my hands and knees.
Okay, that is one qualification. If I asked you at the interview, I would accept you.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
Now, when students are moving from working on mannequins to working on real people, what's the last thing you tell them before they go to work on their first real person?
Good luck. We've prepared you well. So, and probably what my teacher said, don't say oops. And because
yes.
sometimes you don't even realize it. And so when I'm teaching now and you slip a bit or you drop something, and if I say oops, then I say to the student, see, you shouldn't do that. So I gave you a good example of what not to do. But as a dental hygienist, the patients are much more honest with you than they are with the dentist, because a lot of times patients will admit to an eating disorder or admit to drug use that they might feel uncomfortable admitting to the dentist. So because the hygienist is in the room for an hour for the treatment, and so you can chit chat, and so a lot of the role of the dental hygienist is not only patient education, but patient motivation for tobacco cessation or nutritional counseling in cases like, kids have the munchies, they eat the wrong snack. So it really is, the hygienist is really a valuable team member in
let's just say the hygienist in question kind of subsists on Diet Pepsi and Doritos.
As long as you floss and brush afterwards, I would say you're entitled to have a couple good snacks.
Sure. I had I lost a tooth and I just had them put a Heath bar in there.
Oh, did you get an implant?
Yeah, and it's fine. It's tasty. You have to have it replaced every so often. When you were saying the thing about oops,
yes.
I had braces when I was a kid, and I don't know, are they called a hygienist in the orthodontist office as well?
It was probably a dental assistant, but some hygienists can work in an orthodontist's office.
She dropped a whole box of elastics into my mouth.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then she had to pull them out it was like a little fishing game. She pulled them out. All right. You tell them not to say oops. You tell them that, you've given them everything you can give them except for good luck. What are the critical things that if there was a handful of important things that you teach them, what are the important things that you teach them?
The other thing, you made me think of something else, Paula. The other thing that I would tell them, don't tell the patient that this is your first time working on a real patient. That's another thing not to tell them.
That sounds like good advice.
I really do feel that in most cases, the students are really well prepared to transition. Plus, they work on each other and, role playing and scenarios for managing patients that say something inappropriate or, because that does happen too. So, you're in sort of a vulnerable position.
Wait. What's the inappropriate stuff that happens?
No, I mean, because patients can make side comments to you. When you think about it, the hygienist, when they're in school, they're young. They're like 20. And so at least when I was in school, there were girls that came from really very, very quiet upbringing. And then they came to the city to come to dental hygiene school. So, sometimes managing patients' behavior in a professional way is a challenge for someone who's young, say 18 or 20 years old.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine anybody getting fresh with somebody who's got a sharp instrument in their gums.
More than you would think, Adam.
Yeah,
More
I
than
can.
you would think.
Yeah. Hey, chicken baby, you want to do my teeth?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or I've always dreamt about my dental hygienist. And I think I was saying to Tony, Woody Allen always makes a reference about dental hygiene or dental hygienist or flossing.
Oh, that's right. He does.
In his
His
movies.
books too.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I sometimes feel a little defensive, I think, when the hygienist asks me questions. I mean, I don't know how my teeth compare to others, but, they'll ask me how many times a day do I brush? And I say, well, twice. And I always feel like they're going to go, no, you don't. Or they'll ask me if I floss. And the truth is, I love to floss. I'm a big flosser. You know what I don't.
Paula, why am I not believing you here?
Oh, no, I do.
No, she loves to floss.
I do.
Okay.
I love to floss. I still consider it a new thing. People didn't floss when I was little.
Right. You're right.
Why are those little plastic things that hold the disposable one at a time floss things that I don't even understand why anybody would need that plastic gizmo. Why are they all over the street? Have you ever noticed that?
The reason why they're all along is people are picking their teeth after lunch and then they just throw out the pick.
That is disgusting. You know what?
It is disgusting.
I think that there should be a whole section of, well, once we reform the police department, and that may take some years, but there should be a whole section of, or maybe dental police, whose job, forensic dental police, their job is to find out who dropped that there and then pull all their teeth.
Wow. That's extreme. Hey, let me cut in here and say that Ogden Nash wrote, "Some tortures are physical, some are mental, but the one that is both is dental." We'll find out if Paula's dental future might scan a little better than that when we come back. The cat of the week is Opal from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Hey, Paula Poundstone, have you heard about Rothy's, this company making the stylish, sustainable shoes and bags? I know you have. We've advertised them before. They're carefully crafted with eco-friendly materials like repurposed plastic water bottles and marine plastic.
Heard about them? I have a pair of their shoes. I have a pair of what I like to call kicky flats. I got them in even a different color than I would normally wear. And you know what? They're kicky. They are so soft and comfortable. I love them.
Finding the perfect style is easy because Rothy's comes with free shipping, free returns on eligible items. Another major bonus, Rothy's are fully machine washable. I've seen Jeannie do this with her pair of Rothy's. It's true. Simply toss them in the washing machine and they come out looking good as new.
I put all my shoes in the washing machine, and I got to tell you, a lot of them don't come out looking that good. Check out all the amazing shoes, bags, and masks available right now at rothys.com/nobody. That's rothys.com, ROTHYS.com/nobody.
Style and sustainability meet to create your new favorites. Head to rothys.com/nobody today.
If you're going to try it anyways, use our code.
And we're back with Dr. C. Dr. C. Now, we're trying to maneuver Paula into a position where she could be a dental hygienist.
So, Dr. C, what's the hardest part of the job?
Probably, to be honest with you, patient education to make people change.
You mean like you tell people to brush and they don't, or you tell people to floss and they don't?
Right. Tell them to stop smoking and they don't. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think in dental hygiene, the good thing is if you're not really feeling successful in the office, being a chairside dental hygienist, a wet-fingered dental hygienist, it's a great field that you could go into public health. You could go into work for Colgate and Crest and be a rep for them. So that was one thing I wanted to stress about hygiene, that it can springboard from a 2-year career as hands-on dental hygienist, that you can go get your degree in education and teach. You could get a degree in business administration or health administration. So it's really
you could end up directing an entire department at Temple University's Kornberg School of Dentistry.
Exactly, Adam. Exactly.
Now wait, I have a question. When I was younger, you'd buy toothbrushes and they would have this goofy rubber tip pointy thing on the bottom of the brush, and you were supposed to like massage your gums and go in between the base of your teeth with it. Why don't they have that anymore? Does it turn out that we didn't need to do that?
No, it still is an implement, a rubber tip stimulator. You could still use it, but I believe that what happened is people would bite it off so that they could fit the toothbrush into the toothbrush holder in the bathrooms.
Oh, yeah.
You know how everybody had a little slot around the cup that everyone
yes.
used.
Yep.
I remember that.
And so it wouldn't fit in the slot. So I think most people took them off, so that you found that the toothbrush companies knew that was going on. So they took it off.
I thought you were going to say people were losing their teeth, biting those off.
Probably.
No, I used to take those off. But let me ask you, if you look at a toothbrush now, they do look different than they did a few years ago. They've got all these different colored bristles and the shapes are different. Is that all bullshit?
Well, I think that we're a
Really?
well, yes, okay. You're probably right.
The ones that have the blue bristles
The
in the
blue and the
center. What's
green
the
and
point
the-
of
Yes.
that?
The blue in the center was meant to indicate that when the blue color changes a little bit, it's time to get a new toothbrush.
Oh, I
And
didn't know
so-
that.
Yes, and so it was
What good is it if nobody knows that?
pretty much that's true, Adam. But it was supposed to be, that you would purchase a new toothbrush, and so a lot of times when patients now are come into your office and they're on a 3-month cleaning rather than 6-month cleaning, we give them a toothbrush and say, maybe you should throw out the old one. And if you listen to some of the toothbrush commercials that are out now, like the ones that you could order, I don't want to advertise any name, but they say, and we automatically send you a new brush in 3 months. So they're encouraging changing the brush.
I didn't know that.
Because the bristles that we recommend on the toothbrushes are soft bristle type. And so they lose some of their efficacy after a certain period of time. It becomes a problem. So it's better to change them.
How could I not have known that until now? I've always changed my toothbrush when the check engine light goes on my car.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
Exactly. We all do that.
Yeah.
But
That's-
maybe because we open the package, we're so excited to get a new toothbrush that we don't read that it says, please note the indicator on the side. Not all of the brushes have them. And to answer, I guess.
You're trying so hard not to say Oral-B right now.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Do you have to have toothpaste?
Toothpaste, I don't push any kind. I just think in it one that's has the ADA seal of approval and is a fluoridated toothpaste. So if you like one brand and I like another, if it makes me brush for 2 minutes, then I tell the patients keep using it.
So you're saying that fluoride is not a mind control tool?
No, it is not. No, but it's very good. It's very good for your teeth. We drink more acidic drinks and our teeth are exposed to a lot of bad things. And so the fluoride may help a bit.
I've been using marshmallow fluff.
Well, the kiddie's toothpaste tastes like marshmallows.
Oh, kid toothpaste is vile. I can't
is
understand
vile.
how they use that stuff.
I agree.
can't imagine that it's good for them, but that's what's on the shelf.
That's what's on the shelf. Exactly.
Now, let me ask you, because now I want to really start focusing in on Paula Poundstone, dental hygienist.
Yes.
Do you have any criteria for or opinions about what makes a good hygienist?
Yes, I do. I have a little list. One, they should have attention to detail. I think if you're optimistic, you can inspire your patients to make changes. So you don't want to be Debbie Downer when the patient comes in. You want to make them happy to be there and you want to make them happy to come back for their routine care.
I would hope so, yeah.
The other thing, they should have good communication skills, be able to talk to the wall. And I think Paula would be excellent.
Oh, all of these
chit-chatting.
qualities so far really work for Paula.
I think that the hygienist should be flexible, fly by the seat of her pants, schedules change. And so you could adapt. Again, I think Paula would be excellent because she's on a talk show. So she adapts to what crazy things happen.
She's thought of as a very spontaneous and improvisational person.
I thought you meant flexible, like, gymnastics, stretchy.
Like yoga? You like yoga or
like,
something?
sometimes you have to step over the patient or crawl under the chair. I can do that.
Now, the other thing, Paula, I wasn't too sure if you had the interpersonal skills to be a team player, but I think you have exhibited this quite well. And when I'm observing you and your team, I think you seem like you would fit in with any group.
Well, I may have been a little harsh on Tony Anita Hull for not reading Moby Dick, but you have to keep
I think
in mind.
she deserved it.
This happens week after week. We've had to censure her.
Now, the other thing is to have confidence. Like when you were asking me questions when you do your first patient, you sort of have to fake it till you make it. So you have to have a lot of confidence when you go in with some of these patients. Sometimes you're really intimidated. You're working on someone famous. But so I think that you would have the confidence to go in and work on a patient and be able to talk to them and not feel intimidated. Do you agree with me, guys?
I do. I could do George Clooney's teeth.
No, I don't know if I could do his. I'm not sure.
I could do, oh, no. I
Really,
could do George
he's
Clooney's
really
teeth.
like too cute. I would get goofy.
Yeah, he's very handsome.
Oh, you don't want to get goofy on somebody's mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I'll tell you something. He looks like an idiot in a bib. So you got that going for you.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Once you put
and then
that,
he's got the suction hanging out of his mouth. So that's a good point. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's the great equalizer, isn't it?
Definitely. And the last thing, which I think you have it in spades, is a sense of humor. And so, there's a lot of challenges being a dental hygienist, difficult situations, stressful situations, and you want to provide the best care for the patient. And I think a balance of fun and happiness and working hard is the key to success and a long-lasting career as a dental hygienist. So I think personally, Paula, that you should apply to dental hygiene school now.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Good.
What do you
Good.
guys,
Nice
what do you
closing
guys
the
think?
deal
I don't
there.
know. I was that a good enough sell? Is Paula, or is she? Gonna,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or is she going
You
to be a
closed the
fireman?
deal. You got the leads there.
Or
Yes,
a spot welder.
absolutely. All right, Dr. C. So what are some of the cons? We've talked about the pros. What are some of the cons of being a dental hygienist?
The cons are back pain, neck pain, arm pain. Hygiene is like digging a ditch. So you are hunched over, you're digging hard to remove tartar. So a lot of hygienists have those kinds of musculoskeletal problems. Yeah, it's pretty common.
I never thought about that. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty common.
Next time I go to have my teeth cleaned, I'm bringing an ice pack for my.
That would be very, very sweet
for my hygienist.
And then another pro, they make a really good living. It's about $40 an hour, different states.
Ooh.
Right. And so a lot of times you just work part-time, but $40 an hour is a pretty good salary. And so you could have a family, you can work part-time, you can go to school and work part-time. So
You slipped right back into pros again, Dr.
I
C.
know, you know what? But Adam, it's really hard for me. All that it gave to me, it's hard to find something negative, to be honest
That's
with you.
fantastic. Wow. That's really a great answer. Is it an easier job now that less people smoke?
Surprisingly, they might have given up cigarettes, but it seems that when you ask a patient if they smoke, cannabis is really a popular cigarette. Really, there are a lot of people that are smoking pot. So
Yeah, but the difference between somebody in smoking a little bit of pot and smoking 20 cigarettes a day has got to be amazingly different on the teeth, right?
It is surprising that you say, but cannabis can cause dry mouth, and dry mouth can cause more cavities, and the munchies for people that are really chronic cannabis smokers. You tend not to munch on carrots and celery sticks, but you tend to munch on, on Doritos and barbecue potato chips and things that might not be the best nutritional choices. So that's where that tobacco cessation and nutritional counseling is very important from the dental hygienist.
Oh, yeah. It's just one more strike against pot. I don't like pot. I would censure pot if I could. I would censure the pot smoker. Censure them.
Censure them?
Yeah, I would censure them.
We haven't called the meeting back to order. Well, Dr. C, Susan, that was excellent. And now, Paula, now that you've learned about what it takes to be a dental hygienist, could you do that job?
Scrape the plaque, scrape the plaque, scrape the plaque. You can't keep me away from it. House band Cory Springhorn on the trumpet. If I could get some background music, I'll tell you what the old Poundstonator spit out. Thank you, Dr. Chialastri. You were so informative and enthusiastic. I definitely have the qualification of obsessive compulsive disorder. But and now that I think of it, this might be a sticking point. I don't know if I could put my hand in someone's mouth. I know I could help maintain infection control, I'd scrub the floor every day. I think I'd be good at patient screening. I just can't imagine putting my hand in someone's mouth. And I don't know if there's a workaround there. I could do the charting. Dr. C mentioned scraping the calculus off patients' teeth. I think I could do the trigonometry. But I don't think I could put my hand in someone else's mouth. I never have, which I think overall is a good thing. I don't think you'd find anyone with more natural charting talent and x-rays. I'd even stay in the room with the patient. I wouldn't just take impressions of patients' teeth. I'd give them my impression of their teeth. Nice teeth. But putting my hands in their mouth. Once when I was a kid, my dog was digging and he came to a root which he bit in the center, and the root just wedged between the left and right sides of his top row of teeth. He was howling and writhing in pain, and I reached into his mouth and pulled out the root. And then I told him to stop by the front desk and make a 6-month appointment. But I don't think I could be a people dental hygienist.
So, got anything to sell?
Poundstone pussy pillows are 4.5 by 5-inch pillows stuffed with catnip. They feature a grommet up top so you can tie a string to it and engage your cat by tugging it along. There's a cat joke printed on one side, and on the other side, I'm happy to autograph it to your cat. They're at the store at paulapoundstone.com.
She is the chair of Periodontology at the Temple University Kornberg School of Dentistry, and she is a fantastic guest. Thank you so much, Dr. Susan Chialastri, everyone.
You're fantastic. Thank you so much, Dr. C.
You're fantastic.
You know, I'll see you in the office.
Coming up next, we've made some errors, and you've noticed. And you've let us know. Thanks. Paula and I explore our boners next when we return. If there's anything we've learned in this past year, it's that we have no idea what the future is going to look like for our kids. But we have a pretty good idea. Tech will only grow and employers will be clamoring for STEM skills more than ever. So the question is, how can you prepare your child for tomorrow while making sure they're having the fun they deserve today? I'm going to go ahead and recommend ID Tech.
ID Tech is the world's #1 STEM program for kids and teens ages 7 through 17, founded in Silicon Valley and available to you right at home.
Their instructors are tech rock stars dedicated to helping your child develop skills in coding, AI, game design, and 3D modeling, using tools they genuinely love already and may be using every day, like Roblox and Minecraft. With ID Tech's online private lessons, you set your own flexible schedule for one-on-one instruction, and you can even bring a sibling or friend along for free.
Or provide your child with a little more structure and socialization with ID Tech's virtual tech camps. Their small class guarantee means there are around 5 students per instructor, so kids still get plenty of individual attention and support.
Both the online private lessons and virtual tech camps are available for all skill levels, and your kid can get started anytime, so why not now? Get your child excited for the future and equip them with the tools to thrive when they get there. Visit idtech.com/Paula today to reserve your child's spot and receive, prepare yourself, $100 off ID Tech's virtual tech camps. That's idtech.com/Paula for $100 off idtech.com/Paula.
If you're going to try it anyways, use our code. When I was a kid, I had a piggy bank, and it didn't have an opening other than the slot up top. So when it got full, you were supposed to break it and have all these savings. Well, I became quite adept at shaking it upside down in such a way that the quarters could come out of the slot. I even figured out, if I put in any kind of dollar bills, a way to get them out with tweezers. I never did save any money. Teaching your own kids how to be responsible with money doesn't have to be tough. Go Henry makes it easy to teach kids a lifetime of financial skills.
You know, I got to say, I have almost no financial skills, but one thing I did notice is that cash doesn't mean a lot to kids anymore because they see their parents using cards, and that's what they think of as money. So when the Go Henry stuff arrived and my kids each got their own card, you know, you could see it on their face. They're like, holy, you're giving me a card that I can store my allowance on? And I was like, yeah, I am. And that's really, really fun. You get to teach them about how to manage money in terms that they understand.
Go Henry's debit card for kids, an app for parents, is an easy, fun way to teach kids good money habits. Designed to help young people ages 6 to 18 learn about money firsthand and build financial independence. With Go Henry, they can use their card to make purchases online, in stores, or at an ATM and track spending in real time and set savings goals and make donations, helping them learn to budget and practice generosity.
Get started at GoHenry.com and get 1 free month with promo code Paula. That's 1 free month at GoHenry.com, promo code Paula.
If you're going to try it anyways, use our code.
Fun fact, Pablo Picasso entered art school around the age of 10, but he majored in macrame. All right, and we are back. We are moving into one of our favorite departments, and it's the Department of Corrections.
Oh, man, I make a lot of mistakes. I admit it openly. I make a lot of mistakes.
And, I make mistakes too, even though a lot of people think I don't. I make a lot of mistakes. And here's the thing, Paula. From time to time, you and I have become, we've kind of gotten our dander up when we've done this Department of Corrections things.
Well, the thing is, I make mistakes, but not the ones the listeners say I made.
Yeah, well, but here's what I'm proposing. I'm proposing that this time we try to take the criticisms of our listeners in the Department of Corrections in the spirit in which they are intended.
Okay. All right. Sure.
Yeah.
Be that way.
There's no reason why this has to turn angry is what I'm saying.
Yeah. No. Look, if the fuckers want a stickle, I'll listen.
I'll listen too. All right. Tony Anita Hall, now that you're back, why don't you step on up to the mic and start us off on the Department of Corrections. Oh, I wish we had a theme song.
Do you guys want a theme song?
Oh,
Yes,
no.
always.
Did I say that out loud?
Do you have one?
Yeah. We've got the Department of Corrections, the Department of Corrections, the Department of Corrections. We were wrong, or so you think so. Take it away, Tony.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I hear a lot of Queen
amazing.
in that. I hear a lot of, Queen.
Like Freddie Mercury kind of level crooning?
Right, Freddie Mercury, not England
Sure.
Queen.
Yeah, because I thought I heard the Queen or the Queen Mother in that. But, to each their own. So, Tony, now that you've been sung on board, let's do it.
Okay, here I go. I don't trust anything right now. Okay. Egads, guys. You're correcting a mistake and making a bigger one. Adam and Paula are going on about the Bible being originally written in Hebrew. Nuh-uh. It was originally written in Aramaic and Greek. Bonnie was right about the coat of arms and the meager 10% of Jews let into Yale at one time. Yay, Bonnie, Captain Crinkle. Signed, one of millions emailing you right now to correct you. P.S. And while I'm at it, dear somebody Paula, please stop saying picture when you mean picture. What do you say when you're referring to an actual pitcher? Picture? A pitcher of a water picture? Thank you from a midnight listener in San Francisco.
Wow.
No,
Okay.
I just like to say pitcher for all of them. I'll tell you why. Because I used to be roommates with Dana Carvey, and it was a little Dana Carvey that slipped off onto me. He says picture for picture. So I do. I say picture. I say, I see you. I saw a lovely picture of you. I do it fairly consciously, actually.
Yeah, so then our midnight listener who thought that he was or she was correcting you really was just failing to get the fact that you were doing it on purpose.
Well, a little, yeah, somewhat on purpose. I just wanted to fit in when I lived with Dana and his fiance at the time and his brother, and I just wanted to fit in, and for the most part I didn't fit in, and so this was my way, just picture. In fact, I have a picture of me not fitting in there. I'll show it to you.
Well, I've, of course, noticed the picture thing, and I always found it endearing. So, yeah. Now, about the Bible originally being written in Aramaic and Greek rather than Hebrew.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well,
What were
Of
we
course.
thinking?
yes.
Jeez. And you know what's weird? Is I was raised speaking Aramaic.
I know. You lived in an Aramaic home in Alabama, right?
Yes, and an Aramaic home in Alabama, and we had a big Aramaic Bible. Well, it wasn't a Bible; it was a doormat, but it was printed with Bible in Aramaic on the doormat.
And you know what? We're so similar that way, Paula, because I was raised in Queens, but I was raised in the Queens, New York neighborhood known as Little Arimathea.
Oh yeah, man, we used to dream of going
It was just
there.
a little strip with all these little Arimathean restaurants, and we all spoke Aramaic, and so it's weird that I would get that wrong too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the Aramaic food.
Oh, isn't it great?
Yeah.
You know, the great thing about the Aramaic food is that it's aromatic.
They use a lot of phyllo dough, which is also what they printed that original Aramaic Bible on.
Right, which is why it didn't last that long. They had to write it again on paper and parchment because, they made spanakopita out of the first Bible.
Yeah. There was one Bible that was entirely made into baklava. That was an accident. That could have happened to anybody.
Yeah, that one might have been written in Hebrew for all we know because it's lost to history. Hey, Tony Anita Hull, let's get another correction. And by the way, Paula, we did a great job taking that one really well, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a correction of my correction. Yes, so I was reading a correction and still pronounced it wrong. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, no.
So I said Berthoud, Colorado, but the correct pronunciation is Berthoud. So it's not Berthud, it's Berthoud. Emphasis on the first syllable. That's Mike Rinkoff from Westminster, Colorado.
Wait. It's Westminster, Colorado. So
Correct.
Colorado. Yes.
yeah, you want to get that right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's Mike Reinkoff, Westminster, Colorado.
Berthoud.
Colorado.
Thank you, Mr.
Right.
Reinkoff.
Right near Berthoud.
Berthoud.
I got to ask, Tony, how long ago was
Berthoud.
Berthoud discussed on this show?
I think it was a cat of the week many moons ago. And you said
Like a long
Berthud.
time ago.
And I said Berthud when I made the correction, but it's Berthoud.
Berthoud.
Well, I hope the cat of the
Berthoud.
week was able to perform its duties one way or the other.
Berthoud.
I have. Paula, would you stop playing that thing?
Berthoud.
You know, if you type in Trump to the pronunciation thing, it says birther.
I suppose it ought to. I have a little trouble with Mike hanging on to this resentment for this long. Because if I'm not mistaken, this was over a year ago. This was
No,
long
it's
before the
not.
pandemic.
No, I don't think it was
No,
that
it's
long
not.
ago. And now you've made another error. Mike Reinkoff is going to have to write back and say, no, Adam, it was a couple of months ago. And we
Yeah,
don't
it was.
do
It's
Department of
Rinkoff.
Corrections every week.
That's right. It's Rinkoff, and if he doesn't write back, it's not an error.
No, it's Reinkoff. It's all long. Westminster,
Well, now you've
Colorado.
made an error, and he's going to write in on that one.
You know what? I can barely speak English, but you ask me anything in Aramaic, and I am there.
That's right. Sometimes, Paula, when you and I are hanging out, we just accidentally slip into Aramaic without even knowing it.
Bonnie speaks fluent German.
It's true.
This is true. But apparently she made a little mistake. So this is
What?
I know. Shocking. So Bonnie said something in German that translated to, I want to jump with my ass in their face.
Okay.
So-
And we had a listener. I remember that because how could you ever wash that image out of your head? But
Exactly. So this is what listener Inga said. The conversation about jumping in the face was missing the vital part, that it's with the naked ass.
She's right.
Oh.
So,
Ich
I
möchte
guess
mit
it's
meinem nackten Arsch in ihrem Gesicht springen.
perfect.
Mit dem nackten Arsch.
Did you
It's
hear
just
how well
springen.
I said that? Yes.
That
Say
was
it again,
good.
would you?
Oh, yeah, hold on a minute.
Hold on. Let me clear my throat.
Ich möchte mit meinem nackten Arsch in ihrem Gesicht springen.
No, you're not fooling anybody.
That was Tony, wasn't it?
I think having to be your naked ass, my naked ass
just a little
in their
too
face
gross?
is pretty key.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so too.
I feel like it was implied. And I still don't get it. Inga, no offense, and Bonnie, no offense. It's not an image. It's not just an image that makes me a little queasy. It's also, I don't understand why anybody would want to do that.
No, look, you're so mad at the person. They say, I want to jump with my naked ass in their face. I think it's a great visual. It's great.
I think weaponizing the lyrics to Candyman is far more effective.
Amen.
Thank you, little Miss Prim.
Dip it in some dew, Bonnie.
Bonnie.
My mother used to say that she wished my father had Raytheon up his ass. And we took it so literally. I remember just being like, I mean, my dad was a big guy, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's not even something that anybody would do. All those other go and do these things, you know, whether or not you really want to do those things to the person, it just doesn't. I don't know. For me, it doesn't convey
Ich
contempt
möchte
in any.
mit meinem nackten Arsch in ihrem Gesicht springen.
Yeah, see? And all I'm thinking is, Inga, I don't want you to do that, but I don't know why you would. Tony, give us another one. These are fantastic.
Can I just go back to Berthoud really quickly?
Yes.
Because I don't want to get a correction on a correction, because it wasn't a cat of the week. It was a house band. Jay Clannon is from Berthoud, Colorado. And that was a show in, I think, early January. So it wasn't that long ago.
But Mike Reinkoff is still from Westminster, Colorado. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm sure we're not on any kind of shaky ground right there.
Reinkoff.
Okay, now muddy the waters again with another correction.
All right, here we go.
Dearest Paula, Adam, Bonnie, and Tony, I was listening to your podcast today when I came across your discussion of the vocabulary word schadenfreude. It's a favorite word of mine, in no small part due to the song of the same name from Avenue Q. So I was excited to hear that was a vocabulary word. However, upon hearing your discussion of the word, I must note that you are missing a syllable at the end of the word, because Paula said schadenfreude, but it's actually pronounced schadenfreude with a soft duh at the end. You'll have to excuse my insistence on precision. My fiance is German and I'm trying to fit in. Big fan, and no matter what they say, keep Adam on every show. Much love, Andrew.
Well, Andrew, I totally relate to you trying to fit in. In fact, I have a picture of me trying to fit in. Let me show it to you.
A whole picture?
I have a picture of me trying to fit in. Here I am.
How big a picture? I mean, it's like a gallon?
It's a huge picture of me trying to fit in. It's an 8 by 10. And so Bonnie told me that someone had written in and said that I pronounced Schadenfreude wrong. And she said it's pronounced with an H. And I said, Bonnie, where is the H? And she says there's an H at the end, which is not, of course, what they said.
Yeah. Bonnie, do you want to explain that? Like, how is that an H at the end?
Okay, what is duh end with? Duh.
Wow.
We should,
That's just awful.
Bonnie, I'm going to have you go down to the blubber room for a minute, and I'll be down and talk to you in just a minute.
Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude. Thank you, Andrew. You're absolutely right. I just forgot about the duh. But now that I'm talking to Bonnie, I remember the duh.
Yeah. Yeah, I can feel like I'm feeling the duh as well. Yeah. Schadenfreude.
Yeah.
Schadenfreude.
Yeah. You get that feeling when you're with Bonnie,
I think the
beginning to
H
feel
works
a lot like duh everywhere we go.
I'll say this for Bonnie. I think the H works with Schadenfreude if you pronounce it like a very scared Lou Costello. If you go, Schadenfreude.
Duh. I'm not even explaining it. D-U-H.
Schadenfreude.
Okay. Okay, but let me just point out that that's not what you said to me. What you said is
true.
You said it ends in H. That was the letter I was missing, was just the H. You said, yeah, someone wrote in and they said you left out the H.
Right.
And I said, what do you mean? You said, well, it ends in H. And it doesn't end in H. It ends in the letter E. It's pronounced Schadenfreude.
Okay.
Bonnie.
And when I asked you to explain it, you just got really quiet.
Okay, here's the thing. When the person wrote that it ended, he put it's missing an H, and then he put Schadenfreude, and then he had D-U-H in brackets. I will admit that I was scanning, and so I really only saw the H at the end.
That's how it works.
You know what? You're going to spend the night in the blubber room.
Okay, what did she just read where she said Schadenfreude? He's got D-U-H at the end.
Yes.
This is a ridiculous conversation.
Duh. Well, thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it.
Yes, Andrew, please, keep sending those corrections in. And to everybody, this was a great department of corrections. I mean, any department of corrections that ends without us telling a listener to fuck off, we are winning in terms of building up our fan base.
Well, thank you, Tony. That was a wonderful department of corrections.
It really was. And hey, nobodies, if you have questions or comments or corrections, you just send those to nobodylistens-to-Paula-Poundstone@gmail.com. Hey, Paula, what's going on with your Poundstone product empire this week?
Adam, Poundstone Industries, also known as Lipstick Nancy Incorporated, is moving full steam ahead. Listeners can order Cameo video messages from me for their friends or loved ones at cameo.com/PaulaP33. And on Sunday evenings, we tape my goofy homemade Zoom game show, Nobody Asked You, where contestants score points for how much they know about each other. If a listener and a friend want to be contestants or be a part of the Zoom audience, email us at nobodyasked-you-game@gmail.com. The shows are posted at paulapoundstone.com.
Nice. And I want to remind all of you once again, our contest, The Longest Cat, ends April 28th, 2021. So see if you can identify in episode 144 of our show which of us has a cat with the longest name. Once again, the winner will be contacted on May 11th, and the winner must confirm with Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone by May 15th, or a new name will be pulled. And once again, that address, if you don't want to go to our website.
This one.
To enter the contest.
Adam, I hate you.
This, created by Tony Anita Hall. That catchy address is bit.ly, that's bit.ly/NLTPP contest 421.
Yeah,
It made sense. It made sense when I made it.
Yeah, no, it's
So
a beautiful name, and I'm hoping to get some kittens soon, and I'm going to name both of them bit.ly/NLTPP Contest 421 because it's poetry.
Yeah, Paula, that should be the catchy nicknames for a longer name, the way that Tony did it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
You know, the whole idea behind the whole Bitly thing is that, like, you boil it down to something easy to remember.
Yeah.
I want to hear what you all would have written. You guys come up with it.
Well,
I would have got
Tony.
Bitly/longest cat.
No, Tony, you snatched this idea right out of my head. I would have made it. bit.ly/NLTPP Contest 421. I would have.
It's like a random name that Gmail assigns you when you can't
Nobody
pick
listens
one.
to Paula Poundstone Contest April of 2021. That's what it stands for.
Oh, I knew
Yeah,
that.
it sure does.
Yeah, we might have other contests. Then what?
I doubt we'll have another longest cat contest.
When we have another contest, we'll just add on to this name.
Yes. Our next contest will be bit.ly/NLTPP Contest 421P2.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah,
I don't
Yeah,
think we
there we
knew.
go.
I don't think we had the contest firmed up when I created this.
Oh. Well, that explains
That
it.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, subscribe to this podcast. It's free. You'll get it every week at no charge. If there's a subject or topic you'd like to know about, tell us. We're at Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone at gmail.com, and that is our show. The Blubber Room is hosted by Paula Poundstone and yours truly, Adam the Felber. Special thanks to our guest, Dr. Susan Chialastri. Thanks to our house band, Nobody, Cory Springhorn. Our show is produced by Paula Poundstone, Adam Felber, Bonnie Burns, Ken Lezebnik, and Tony Anita Hull. Our intern is Carly Patrone. Starburns production by Land Romo and Sam Dunwald.
Yeah.
Transcription services for the show provided by Transcribe Me, a premier internationally used transcription service. Use code Paula Poundstone when placing your order at transcribeme.com to receive an expedited service.
That's our show for tonight. Won't somebody please listen to me? bit.ly/NLTPP Contest 421.
So easy.
Yeah.
You know what? I really think that there should be a funk song named The Blubber Room. It's
Such
kinda
a great-
Oh, girl, I want to take you to the Blubber Room.
Yeah, it's a beautiful. You know why Tony hasn't been reading? Because she's been trying to memorize this code. bit.ly/NLTPP Contest 421. And getting that in the old bean takes some time.
It's not easy.
bit.ly/NLTPP Contest 421. It's like Operation Warp Speed.
bit.ly/NLTPP Contest 421.
Wonder what
In the
contest.
book.
Ich möchte mit meinem nackten Arsch in ihrem Gesicht springen.
Starburns Audio, a podcast network.